All right, so let's get started. Today I'm going to talk about a growing concern in the industry that blockchain is all theoretical. It's, it's a good idea, but where is it actionable? So we're going to talk about how we're going to deploy blockchain-based solutions and solve real-world problems that are affecting humankind together. We at Emergent Technology Holdings, we believe that we've created a solution by looking at a problem first and not having a solution ready and looking for the problem to solve with it. So let's get to it. The first topic I'm going to talk about is gold, that precious metal all of us know about. When you think of gold, you think of your Tiffany jewelry, your iPhone products, beautiful gold bars. But all that gold comes from mines, then gets refined, and then gets vaulted somewhere. Gold today in emerging markets, in the mining practices in Africa or Latin America, is facing some serious challenges. There's child labor involved. There's conflict gold that are financing wars. And then something very close to my heart is when you look at the Amazon rainforest, the environmental practices in producing gold, not everyone is being environmentally friendly. They're dumping mercury in our Amazon rainforests, and these images are gripping. So this is a real-world problem where we think the usage of blockchain can really revolutionize this industry. The second topic I want to discuss is in emerging markets, we're seeing a continued problem in countries like Venezuela, Zimbabwe. We've also seen other countries go through currency devaluation, be it Argentine peso or the Turkish lira. In Venezuela, there are hardworking people that are working hard, making their money, saving their money, but their buying power is just decimated. They have to carry bags of cash to buy that 5-pound chicken. Someone told me this, that to buy this piece of chicken, they have to spend 15 million bolivars. That's over $2 million. What is the impact of that? 91% of families are below the poverty line, and 65% are facing extreme poverty. Now, this hyperinflation that has been created in a lot of these countries, how can we solve this with innovative solutions involving blockchain? We're going to get into that and see how we can really help the financial system to make sure that hyperinflation can be checked at the roots. The next topic is identity. This is something all of you are very aware of, but I'm going to give you a different flavor of identity today. We all know that identity in the US, there's 16 million people that probably lost their identities in 2018, $17 million were lost. You took some measures, you might have a LifeLock subscription, or you're doing some corrective measures to protect your identity. Even if your identity gets lost, you're taking some measures to fix the problem. We are all worried about our credit scores. Now let me give you a different flavor of this problem. Imagine the 1 billion people that have been unseated in the last 20 years from their homes. Imagine these refugee camps everywhere in the world where, what if you don't have a means to prove who you are? What if you either lost your identity during the mass migration that you were subjected to, or you never had one because you were unfortunate? These fellow humans, they work hard, they have pride, they have integrity. They need to be included in the financial system. People challenge me saying, okay, why can't they take microloans? It's not about microloans. How will someone give you a microloan if they don't know who you are? We've seen in Ghana and Kenya, M-Pesa, MTN wallets, These are ways to help the unbanked population in getting into the financial world, getting included. Even the unbanked can be financially included. But the centerpiece of that is you have to prove who you are. Your identity is at the center of this. If you don't have your identity, you can't even participate in the mobile revolution. So we talked about some serious issues that need fixing. And we at Emergent Technologies, we're trying hard to find a solution using blockchain for the ethical supply chain, for tackling hyperinflation, and tackling the problem of how to help people get financially included for lack of identity. We've worked in Africa to include 90 million people over the next decade using our proprietary hashes. There are problems where biometrics can solve something, taking facial selfies and others. But what if you have for religious reasons, your face needs to be covered? So we have artificial intelligence-driven identity solutions that we're writing into our blockchain that can be used, reused, deduplicated to make sure that people from all walks of life can be included in the financial system. So let's talk about the ethical supply chain. So we have built and deployed, there's a responsible gold standard that we work together with the World Gold Council, the LBMA, and all these bodies to make sure that certain ethical standards are followed at the mine mouth. They're followed throughout the process. And we've deployed a supply chain solution that attracts attention to the handover of custody. It's all about how can you irrefutably prove that gold was mined at a responsible mine. It was then passed on through logistics operators to a refinery for the refining process. And finally, those pretty gold bars, when they're vaulted in some bank, they are vaulted, and when the ultimate sovereign wealth fund wants to buy it, or a Tiffany jeweler wants to use it, we can prove provenance throughout the supply chain. So we built cryptographic seals that use NFC, and they write to our blockchain, and we've tracked provenance. And it's a transfer of asset. So what we have done is made sure that every place in the supply chain where asset is being transferred, we have an end-to-end irrefutable record in the blockchain. It's a permission network, so node operators are all over the globe, and it cannot be hijacked because everyone has equal voting rights. And at the end, when you buy your jewelry, you buy your gold bar, or you buy the digital asset that I'll get into next, your blockchain explorer can exactly tell you where the gold was mined, which logistic operator was it passed through, where was it refined, and where it's being vaulted. So this just shows the application that we've created at the mine mouth and how the actual gold industry in their process is using our applications in mines in Africa or Latin America and writing to our blockchain and then transferring the asset to the logistic operator, which then gets on a plane, transfers it to some refinery, let's say in Switzerland or in North America. And then we have also innovated on the gold bars. Let's look at what's happening at the refining site. So this is the entire refining process, the mining process, and the logistics operators, how they are passing it through. Now here's where, after the refineries are done and these beautiful gold bars are produced, we've taken our application to one step forward. We have a unique hash. We're using biometrics. when the gold bars are cooling off, the unique striations that are created on both sides of the bar, we're using our artificial intelligence algorithms and creating a unique biometric and storing that into our blockchain. It's so unique that it can only be repeated once in 1.3 quadrillion combinations. So when it goes in and out of our system, if it's tampered with or someone files it, there is beyond a shadow of doubt, we will find out the delta in that biometric that's stored in our blockchain to prove that this gold bar indeed was processed through our supply chain. This shows exactly how the refiners, after the gold bars are created, they are put in the gold bar cases, and they go through our unique, we're using Google Glass, and we're using the biometric solutions, and they're passing through our AI solutions. And they're going through our responsible gold supply chain before they end up into the vaults. So this is how we're making sure that consumers are driving this, right? When a consumer walks into a Tiffany store or a sovereign wealth fund wants to invest in gold, or someone buys an Apple phone, consumers or investors are demanding proof that this was responsibly sourced gold. And that's what our usage of blockchain is proving beyond doubt. Now let's talk about Gcoin. What is Gcoin? Gcoin is a unique solution that we have come up with. It is a digital certificate to 1 gram of gold. The gold bars are kilo bars, and every kilo bar can produce 1,000 Gcoin. Now, what is the need for us to create Gcoins? We want gold to be liquid. We want to be able to let people who buy their golds. I've seen cultures growing up in emerging markets where people buy gold and they keep it under their pillows or in bank vaults forever, and it's never used. But it is the ultimate hedge for stocks and other assets. So with the introduction of Gcoin, what we have done is give the ability for an investor or a consumer to buy title to 1 gram of gold and then use that gold to send, spend, transfer, gift to each other. What we've created is a unique combination of a stable coin and a crypto. Transfers of Gcoin can happen instantaneously from our wallets. You can transfer Gcoin from one place to the other, from one wallet to the other, instantaneously and at zero cost. At the same time, we want to make sure that people can use their gold when they're traveling, purchasing. So what we're also doing is issuing prepaid cards where you can either spend your digital gold, your Gcoin that you're holding into your wallets at retail or using your contactless mobile payments, as well as use it online to buy. Now, what is this trying to do? Take an example of the Turkish lira or the Argentine peso. If you give a consumer the ability to transfer their savings into Gcoin, into their wallets, what you're helping them do is preserve their buying power. So their buying power now is preserved in the price of gold rather than these emerging currencies that are devaluating. So the other use case that we're also working towards is for Treasury functions. If you look at how gold has fared historically against G10 currencies, which are stable, gold has fared pretty well. Now imagine a multinational corporation, the Treasury function, how complex it is when you're buying your goods and services out of emerging markets in Ghana, in Brazil, in Argentina, wherever. You have to find out a way to transfer your money just in time to pay your supplier, or the revenues that you're collecting from these emerging markets. You need a way to get out of those emerging currencies, those volatile currencies, into something stable. Gcoin is the best solution for that. You can come out of your positions in those emerging markets and then hold your positions in Gcoin. And then when you want your money back, you can always transfer it back to G10 currencies and cash out into the USD or euros. So this is, apart from helping consumers preserve their buying power, Gcoin also can help corporations get out of their positions of volatile currencies and hold their positions mainly in G10. Now let's talk about identity, because the identity aspect is something that we spoke about at the beginning. What we've done with identity is use a unique one-way hash. We take a secure selfie when we open up our wallets, because what we want to do is make sure that our wallets are completely bulletproof in terms of RegTech. So we take a secure selfie. We have proof of life. We have 512 combinations while taking the secure selfie. We convert that using our AI algorithms into a one-way hash. And that one-way hash, it can be reverse engineered. It helps you overcome PII problems that you have, again, for GDPR and other issues in Europe and other PII regulations, because at the end of the day, you can't reconstruct the identity. So once you have that and you store that as an identity key in your blockchain, you can prove beyond doubt the identity of a person that is coming to you for the first time. You're recording that. And then every time that the person comes in, you make sure it's deduplicated in the identity lake in the blockchain. And that is our solution to make sure that even if somebody doesn't have an ID, we can take secure selfies and biometrics and create our unique hashes, one-way hashes, and store that in the identity lake, and store multiple combinations that can be constructed to form the concept of identity. That for us is very important, because when we talked about cultures where the whole face is not there, you can only have the retina scans, or you can take parts of your arm as the identity solution, you can use our same AI algorithms, create those one-way hashes, store into the blockchain, and then prove beyond doubt that certain person is who they say they are. And now you can financially include them. Even if they're unbanked, underbanked, doesn't matter. You can offer microloans, you can offer mobile wallets. We have a business in Ghana. We see how a whole generation has leapfrogged the laptop era into mobile money. The M-Pesa revolution, or the Vodafone and MTN wallets, mobile money that are used today. So that's how we are tackling these very important social problems that are affecting our world today, be it environmentally friendly mining practices in the gold industry, tackling hyperinflation by introducing something that is liquid but at the same time stable to battle hyperinflation around the world, especially in emerging markets, helping the more unfortunate populations. And then obviously helping people who are less fortunate to get into the financial system by proving who they are beyond a shadow of doubt. That's all I have. Thanks for your time.